We live. We live. We live. Hey, Shalom. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just open up the class real quick. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Thumb to all the brothers, right? Shalom, Yahweh Shemar Allah Thun Bahashem Yahshua to all the sisters. Right, I'm priest and officer Amataza, you know what I'm saying, out here in Phoenix, Arizona. The school address is at the bottom, which is 12416 North 28th Drive, Phoenix, Arizona. The area code is 85029, 85029, and we're on suite number 4, right? And today's class, we're gonna go over brotherhood, but you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go into we're gonna start with book of Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6, right? If you could read that, brother, out loud.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of nations, which...
My bad. Let's start at verse 5. Start at verse 5, yeah.
Okay. Behold, I have... Okay. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded you, that you should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, right? Statutes and judgments, right? The Lord has taught, oh, this is Moses speaking, you know what I'm saying, telling us, the children of Israel, right after we were leaving out of Egypt. Well, you know what I'm saying, what the Lord has given us, right, which is the statutes and the judgments. Well, you know what I'm saying? And he said what? That ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess, right? Read verse 6.
Keep therefore and do them.
Right, keep therefore and do them, meaning keep them near you. You want to keep them close to you, right? And you want to make sure you practice, you keep doing these things, right? Go ahead.
This is for your wisdom and your understanding.
Keep going.
In the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Right, this great nation is a wise and understanding. This is one of my favorite scriptures right here, man. Like to like finally understand that we are a better people, because all of our lives we seen each other in the news. You know what I'm saying? We see ourselves in the news and be like, damn, that's gonna be me, or damn, that could be me, or damn, that's like, you know, family member, whatever it may be. Or you talking to your family members that they're either locked up, you know what I'm saying, doing something, you know what I'm saying, running away, hiding, doing something, like, you know what I'm saying, we're always in trouble, right? And we never get the help that we need. But we can get the help that we need. You know what I'm saying? We can go and be better, right? That's why it says what? For this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. You see these other people, these other nations, they you see Chinatown, or you hear about Chinatown, like, God damn, this is a Chinatown. But then you hear about Black Wall Street, and where's it at? You know what I'm saying? Have you heard about Black Wall Street? No. Black Wall Street is a town in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that was burnt to the ground by, you know what I'm saying, racists, you know what I'm saying, oppressors who created a lie that a brother, I believe, right, was in an elevator, and a devil was assaulted, right? And they decided to burn a whole city down for this, you know what I'm saying, oppressor, right? And go ahead.
If I may, what's so heavy about that is that, you know, just by that interaction alone, him being in the elevator, a black man being in the elevator, it was like prom night or something like that,
right?
And you know, the whole town knew or thought that he assaulted oppressor's daughter,
right?
Which is oppressor's daughter, right? So what happened was, it reached all the way down to the generals of the army, and the army came in. That's how Oklahoma got bombed because the army did it when they went in and did all that
Right.
massacre. But that's just to show you that one regular oppressor can tear down a whole neighborhood.
Right.
It's just crazy. One of them.
Yeah, and this city was thriving. I'm talking about like businesses, black owned everything, black owned. You know what I'm saying? Airports, hospitals, college, like everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and you gotta understand, this is right after slavery. You know what I'm saying? This is something like straight up right after slavery. So we were building ourselves, each other up, and to have black owned everything and have it torn down to the ground, and now we have to relocate, move. You know what I'm saying? Now everything that we owned or possessed was burnt. And what do you do now? You know what I'm saying? What do you do now when you don't get justice? You know what I'm saying? What do you do now when you still, you know what I'm saying, trying to make, we're still in this oppression, right? And you see these other nations, and they thrive, right? But we built a whole country. We built this country. You know what I'm saying? We're the reason why the U.S. is great, as they like to say. But because we have oppressors, or you know what I'm saying, we have these your preachers and your religious leaders that like to lie and say, you know what I'm saying, America is great. And like, right. Yeah. America has so many problems, but what we got to look at it is that, right. What you got to look at is that what's great about America is the people that they have enslaved. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is the reason why America is great. We're the reason why America is great, not because of them. They didn't do nothing. They can't. As soon as they got here, they couldn't even survive the coldest winters without the so-called Native Americans, right? They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't survive. What was that war with the Native code talkers? The war in Vietnam, I think it was. Anyways, they couldn't. Like every war, they always needed us. You know what I'm saying? And everything that America is, it wouldn't be nothing without the children of God. You know what I'm saying? And our only problem is that we trust so much in this government, in this country, is that we get nothing back. You know what I'm saying? We get nothing back. We deserve more than just, you know what I'm saying, 40 acres and a mule. We deserve more than just, you know what I'm saying, reparations. We deserve more than just, you know what I'm saying, income taxes. We deserve more than just, you know what I'm saying, like the right to vote. We deserve more, man.
I never, that one I don't even understand. Definitely with the right to vote.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, like that one I never actually understood them. Because of some fact that it's like they tell felons that they can't vote. What kind of stuff is that?
Right, but if you look at it, we've been voting for how long, and what has that gotten us? You know what I'm saying? We're still getting lynched to this day, to this 2024, and we still, like, there's a brother in Arizona. I forget, he's a YouTuber, right? I forget his name, but this YouTuber went out into Scottsdale. I don't know if you know who Scottsdale is at, and he got this Chinese, I want to say Chinese or you know what I'm saying, Chinese, right? Came up to him and told him, "You do not belong here," right? There's a brother, you know what I'm saying? And he goes up to him, he says, "You do not belong here." He says, "This is a no, excuse my language, but this is a no N-word zone, right? No nigger zone," right? And he was like, the brother was shocked, like, what's going on? Like, you can't talk to me like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't, you're not gonna touch me. He ended up getting fired. The one that the racist, I don't even know his name, right? But he ended up getting fired. But we still got to deal with that you know what I'm saying? It's 2024. You know what I'm saying? You would think with so much, integration, that would go away. But nah, man. You know what I'm saying? The devil's gonna be the devil that he is. All these other nations are always gonna be against us. You know what I'm saying? You know what we should do though? We should love each other. Blacks and Hispanics should love one another, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans should love one another. We shouldn't be fighting with each other. You know what I'm saying? We in this oppression together. We suffer together. We're the only ones that suffer, and all these other nations, they don't share the same oppression as we do. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going. Read verse. Read verse. Read verse 7.
Verse 7. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them?
Right. What nation is so great that God is so close to them? Right. Nigh means it's Old English for near. Right. Keep going.
Unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
Right. And we all call for the Most High, right? When we're in trouble, who do we call? The Most High. You know what I'm saying? Why, God? Or please, God, help me. You know what I'm saying? We all pray to the Most High for all things, right? Now, who is God with, right? That's the most important thing. Who is God with and who is he against, right? That's the like the number one question. And I've always asked when I was young, I always asked, like, what's life about? And you're gonna find today. You know what I'm saying? Let's read verse 8.
And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law?
Right. Keep going.
Which I set before you this day.
Right. Keep going.
Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen.
Right. And we forgot about what we saw. Like, we forgot about Moses. We forgot about our, you know what I'm saying, our forefathers. We forgot about everything that we are. You know, all we know is we either Black, Hispanic, Native American. You know what I'm saying? All we know that is, well, we're Mexica, you know what I'm saying, Christians, atheists, Mormons. We think that's all we can be. Nah, man, we're greater than that. We're Israelites according to the Bible, right? Keep going.
At least they depart from thy heart at all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
Right, we gotta teach this to our children. Let's drop that. Let's go to chapter 7.
And if I may, what you're bringing out is heavy because, like, you know, I always like to bring out the three swords, especially, you know what I'm saying, when it's new students and things like that involved, because, you know, the three swords, you know, you either one of those, you're either one of the three seeds. You
right.
know what I mean? You know, the one that fall on stony ground, the one that, you know, fall on good ground.
Right.
You know, you're either one of those. And right here, this is like a precept for it because it says, only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things. Because, like, brother, if you know, like, if you leave this room right here, then you subjected to forget. And you be like, man, you're gonna go back into the world and
right,
do what you know what I'm saying, usually do.
Right.
You're gonna forget about the things that you really needed to hear.
Right. And that's the thing too, like, you know what I'm saying, because we got so bad, like we're lost, man. And the main focus right here, right, that I want the brother to understand is that there's something bigger than just, you know what I'm saying, you just living your life and repeating, waking up and doing the same thing over again. You know what I'm saying? There's a purpose for you to be here. You know what I'm saying? There's a purpose. There's a reason why you came in here. There's a reason for everything in life. There's answers for everything in life too. You know what I'm saying? And you can get those answers if you keep coming to class, right? If you want help, if you want, you know what I'm saying, if you want help you're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, keep coming to class in order to get your answers, or you know what I'm saying, those answers that you need, right? Because I understand, like I've been in a situation where I had no clue what life was about. I was just like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna just get high and you know what I'm saying, live day by day. You know what I'm saying? If I make it, I make it. If I don't, then oh well. And really you begin to get, you know what I'm saying, tired of life and just really dissolve, you know what I'm saying, with the world, and you start to destroy yourself, you know what I'm saying? And you don't know why certain things happen, but you can you and you try to ask for help, but everybody else is too busy, or nobody got answers. You go to church, what are they going to tell you? Oh, you got to just pray harder, huh? Nah, man. There's answers for every little thing. Anything. If you have a question right now, you know what I'm saying, feel free to ask too. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the okay, yeah, look, if you come back tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, if you have any questions, if you know what I'm saying, next time too, if you want, if you need a notebook, we got notebooks, we got pens, everything, you know what I'm saying, so you could take notes too, right? But what the officer was saying about the seeds, right, man, you want to make sure that you if you want to get that parable too, you know what I'm saying, we'll break that down too. I'm not sure where it's at, but you could look for it. But he'll look for it. You got it. You know what I'm saying? You're all right. But like I said, let's go. Actually, let's get Deuteronomy 7 and 6, and while he looks for that, right? We'll go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Right, I'll read it. It's 12. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Right? Now, this is another scripture, you know what I'm saying, that will lock you in, right? The Lord thy God, for thou art an holy people. This is talking to the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? You know what the word holy means? The word holy means separate. Yeah. So we are a separate people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee, right? Now, the Most High chose us. We didn't choose the Most High. In today's time, you can choose so many religions. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You could choose what God to serve. You could go to Allah, Buddha, Islam. You could go to any God, the white, black, yellow, whatever, right? You could go to any God, but the Lord chose us. We didn't choose the Lord chose us, right? Thee to be a special people unto himself, meaning the Most High sees us as better than these other nations, above all people that are upon the face of the earth, right? We are above all these other people. You know what I'm saying? Like you greater than these other nations, man. You greater than these other nations. Don't ever let these other nations think that, or talk you down, that you're less than them just because you're what, black, Hispanic, just because you're what, native. Nah, man, you greater, and the Lord chose you. You know what I'm saying? You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
Go ahead, sir.
Matthew. It's the book of Matthew. So when we got it. Matthew chapter 13. Yep. It's the New Testament. It's gonna be over. You got it? Matthew. Oh, let's do it around. Matthew. Matthew. Okay.
If you need help too, if you go to the front of the book,
yeah, I still do that too.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, Matthew. Yeah, Matthew. Yeah.
There you go.
That's how you do it. There ain't no rush, brother.
God.
Yeah.
Again, you said you're at
13.
13.
Yeah. 13 to verse 1.
Go ahead.
Chapter Matthew, verse 13, verse 1. The same day went Jesus out of the house and sat by the seaside. And great multitudes were gathered together into him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them, parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up.
Right. That's the first, right? The sower, you gotta envision this parable, right? So this sower, right? He has seeds, right? And he throws the seeds, and some land by the wayside, right? And the fowls, meaning the birds, came and ate the seeds, right? Keep going.
Some fell upon stony places,
And some fell on the rocks, right? Keep going.
where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up.
Right. It didn't have enough soil, right? It didn't have that nutrients, right? It didn't have earth. So it sprung up and what?
Because they had no deepness of earth. Verse 6, and when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no roots, they withered away.
Right. It died eventually, right? Keep going.
Verse 7, and some fell amongst thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. Verse 8, but other fell into good ground,
right,
and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, and some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Who have ears to hear, let him hear.
Right.
And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath.
Right.
13. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see and see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall not see, and shall not perceive. Verse 15. For this people heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
Right.
Hear ye therefore the parable of the sowers. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh to the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart.
Right. Salakia, if I could. Right. Hold on, give me a second. Like, God, no sweat. And so you heard the parable, right? So the sower throws the seeds, right? Some land on the sideway, right? And the fowls of the air, meaning the birds, come and eat it up, right? And then again, some fall on the rocks, but it has no roots, so it dries up and it dies, right? And then others fall on the thorns and they get, you know what I'm saying, they don't grow right? They don't grow. They get what does it say? They get choked, right?
Yeah. They
And
kind of thorns, they get choked out. Yeah.
right, they get on the thorns and they get choked out. Meaning it does they don't have enough to grow. But the other ones that grow that land on the ground, the ones that are solid in the ground, right? They grow, right? You want to make sure you are the one that lands on the ground, right? You want to stay solid. You want to stay solid. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be lukewarm. We could get that one too, right? You don't want to be lukewarm and think that, oh, I could halfway be in the truth. There's no such thing as that. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Ephesians 4:4 as well, right? Um, Ephesians 4:4. Well, we'll get. Oh, I'll wait for you guys. Right. Right. Ephesians 4:4. Let's get that first, and then we'll get the right. But yeah, like I said, man, you want to make sure you stay solid in this truth because another thing too, it said right that then there comes the wicked one and taketh away that which was sown in your heart, meaning your mind, right? In your mind, you got we there's something being a seed planted in your mind, right? And it'll grow or it'll get taken away from you depending on what you let your what they say. If you stay open-minded, right? If you stay open-minded, then you're gonna get yourself, you know what I'm saying? Slacky. Let's drop that, sir. Let's get the oh man, how's it going? On the where it says on the left, look neither to the left nor to the right. I think it's Christ. On the left there was fire, on the right there was water. You know what I'm talking about? Come. He's gonna bring it out right now. Right. But Ephesians 4, I'm gonna just break down Ephesians 4 real quick. Right. It just talks about there's only one body, one truth, one spirit, one baptism, right? And there's only one God, meaning this, right? There's only one way to get right, right? That you can't, there's not, you know what I'm saying? There's now magical water that can clean you up of your sins and nothing like that. If you really want to get right, you're going to have to work on yourself, right? Work on yourself, work on everything that is about you and put that man away. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you once were, everything that you taught, you're going to have to unlearn, right? Everything that you were taught in the Christian church or whatever religion, you know what I'm saying, your parents raised you up to be, you're going to have to forget that. You're going to have to learn the truth from the ground up, from the ground zero, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to have to understand that everything that you've been taught was a lie, right? And there's only one way to get right, and it's not through water baptism. Water doesn't do nothing but just, you know what I'm saying, clean your hair, wash your back, whatever. It doesn't do nothing, right? But there's something deep inside of you that needs to get washed, right? And that's in your mind. Your mind needs to get washed right, right? There's in I think Ecclesiastes, right? It talks about how we, or just like in Jeremiah, it talks about how we committed two crimes. Jeremiah 2:13, right? We committed two crimes. One is that we forsook the law and we made a religion out of it, right? In Jeremiah 2:13, it talks about how we made a religion out of, you know what I'm saying, water baptism. You know what I'm saying? We made religions out of how to, you know what I'm saying? We made so many religions. It's crazy. You can't even count them. I seen this one video. It was crazy. The religion was that it's basically a crack house. You know what I'm saying? And you can serve God. The higher you get, the closer you get to God, which is crazy. It's crazy. And there are people that will create another religion out of their own pleasure. And that's all these religions are. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
When you say pledging, like is that like their own belief? Like they like
pleasure is more. Well, yes, it's their own belief, but pleasure is like, let's say you wanna you like smoking weed, right? So now you're gonna get into what, Rastafarian. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get into what, whatever, right? The weed god, right? You like to what, eat pork and celebrate Christmas and eat crab, shrimp, and lobster, right? You're gonna go into Christianity, why? Because they allow that. Or Catholic, right? You're gonna be a Catholic, why? Because the only way to make your conscience feel at ease is by going to church and dipping your hand in holy water and thinking that you're clear of sin, right? These ideas of what a good person or a righteous man is, they give you these. It's all a lie, right? That's not what makes you right. If you want to keep the law, or if you want to be a right person, you're gonna have to keep the law, right? The only way to know God and understand God is by keeping His commandments, right? That's in book of First John 2 and 3.
I got second Ezra the left and right.
Right, let's get that.
Uh,
There's a here, I got you.
no, I got.
Okay, come. There's a that's in the Apocrypha, right? Now these are books that were taken out of the Bible, right? Now we got a King James 1611 that has the Apocrypha. Right, heard. Oh, second Ezra 7 and 6. Con Thawada. My man. Let's see if I got whatever you got to say. Or Slack it, whenever you. Yeah, 7 and 6.
Second Ezra, chapter 7, verse 6. Oh, I can got it. You got it up?
Mhm.
Okay. 7 and 6. There is also another thing a city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow.
Right, the entrance thereof is narrow, right? You see this building, right? A building is beautiful, it's full of good things, right? And the entrance is narrow, meaning it's straight, right? Keep going.
The entrance there is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
Right, meaning there's this building, and you want to get to this building, right? But it's a dangerous battlefield, right? It's a dangerous battlefield. On the left hand, there's water. So like on the left hand, there's fire, and on the left hand, there's water. On the right hand, there's fire, right? So if you turn left, you going what? You're going to drown. If you turn right, what are you going to do? You're going to burn, right? So you want to make sure you look at the narrow building, and it's what you want to get there, right? So what shouldn't you do?
I wouldn't drown.
You wouldn't drown. So would you burn?
I wouldn't burn.
You wouldn't burn either. So what would you want to do? You just want to stay focused.
Yeah, I would want to stay.
Right. You want to stay focused on that path. You know what I'm saying? You want to stay focused on your goal to reaching your destination, which is that building full of what? Good things, man.
And if I could, like, you gotta imagine, like, people, especially when you're dealing with this, coming into the truth, because this is a special thing. I don't know if you know it or not. You know what I'm saying? Coming into this small building with just you and me and Officer Matza. You know what I'm saying? This is not some light. This is some big. So, Satan gonna try to pull you to the water or pull you to the fire.
Right.
And he's not gonna he's not gonna push you to go straight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's straight? you come to class. You had to come here. I don't know where you came from, but you had to come here, and you was focused on coming to class. You know what I'm saying? And you did. And now you have to keep on that road. You can't go off of it because Susan said, I don't like you with this group, or I don't, you know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be somebody that tell you that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, and you better don't listen to nobody. Listen to that first thought, which is what you're doing.
Right.
On that straight path, man.
Right. That's absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always going to be somebody, whether it be your, you know what I'm saying, if you are a man who has children, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be your kids. If you have a wife or your, you know what I'm saying, you got your woman's going to be the first one, you know what I'm saying, oh, what? Oh, what? You can have more than one wife? You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. Like, or even your mother, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, what? You don't eat pork? Or you don't do this? What? It's Mother's Day. You're not gonna tell me Happy Mother's Day? You're not gonna celebrate my birthday with us? You're not. You know what I'm saying? All your family members are gonna look at you different because you're not there for them in the days in their, you know what I'm saying, in their world of vanity, which means nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying, their whole world is based off of lies. You know what I'm saying? A birthday that everybody, that you're not born every single day that day. You know what I'm saying? You were born that day, like, you know what I'm saying, years ago. But why do you got to celebrate? Why does everybody got to be you have to be the center of attention every single year, this specific day, right? And some people take that to the heart. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything. It could be birthdays. It could be Christmas. It could be everything. You know what I'm saying? You're going to miss a lot of family events because, you know what I'm saying, these are the events that our oppressor allows our families to get together, right? We can't celebrate our high holy days like the Passover that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? Some our oppressor doesn't even halfway almost is trying to fire us just for taking one day off. Look at what happened to Moses. You know what I'm saying? Moses couldn't get a day, just a day to serve the Lord. And the Lord had to, you know what I'm saying, destroy Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Had to unalive the firstborn of every child of these Egyptians just for him to let our people go. And he still hardened Pharaoh's heart. He hardened Pharaoh's heart so much that he was like, "What? They leaving? Nah, I gotta go back for them." And our people, in the midst of that happening, our people blamed Moses. Moses was trying to help our people out. And you know what happened to our people? Our people blamed Moses. Like, what? Why would you take us out here? Didn't we tell you we didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? We didn't want to be bothered. So you brought us out here because there was no graves in Egypt. So you brought us out here to be unalive? Nah, man. Our people were scared. We were so, and that's the problem, is that oppression will put you in a mindset that you can't escape. Go ahead.
When you say oppression, what's that?
Oppression is like, let's say, like prison, right? Prison, slavery, right? Drug addiction, right? Mm, everything that has to, or police brutality, right? Go ahead.
If I may, you know what I'm saying? Oppression also, modern oppression is, you know, you going into that job and
Right.
you think that you got a fair chance, and then it's like, all right, we're gonna look over this, and you know,
Right.
and they call you, maybe call you,
Right.
they never call you,
Right.
they throw your application in the trash. That's oppression.
Right.
Never getting that head. Redlining, meaning you know, you can't get into certain neighborhoods, um, or you know, if you try to buy a house, they put it 4 times higher, or if you're trying to sell your house, they put it cheaper. You you know, the oppression, the TV, where they make you feel like you less of a man. They make you, you know, pretty much make sure that you can't get ahead.
Right.
And like, it's certain things behind closed doors that oppression is happening and no one wants to talk about it, or they just don't know about it. Like nobody knows about redlining.
Right.
And redlining is real. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
When you say like redlining, like when you say it's real, what is like redlining?
Okay, so redlining is can I pull it up?
Yeah, right.
You mind if I pull it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. Redlining, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I want to get the verbatim and not just my words, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Redlining, right? Redlining, red.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's you, Alex. Nah, yeah, you got it out. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Nah, you good.
Just don't be knowing that's like,
Nah, you good. You're right. You're right.
Okay. Okay. So red line, right?
Mhm.
The second one is refuse a loan or insurance to someone because they live in an area deemed to be poor. Financial risk. Banks have red line loans to buyers. So and to make that clear, they talking about blacks and Hispanics. So like when you know, and because they put, you realize that you realize that they put niggas and Hispanics in one neighborhood, like the area code, we all got the same area code. That's redlining. And
Right.
then they know just based off, like even car insurance. That's why they say where you live at. Oh, you need to know where I live at first of all.
Right.
Can I get the car insurance or not? You know what I'm saying? But like redlining is when you go to that bank, that's why they gotta, hey, where you live at? What's your what's your race? They need to know my race, man.
Right.
Do I got the credit or not?
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? If I got my social, this my social. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
I gotta know. And that's why that's why people don't know that heathens is other nations like East Indian, white people, Africans. You know what they do to avoid certain shit to get certain things? They don't put their race. So they put another race. So say if you want a loan out, just say you're white. You can't get in trouble for it. No one can tell you that you're not white. I did. You know why I did it. I'm in the union and I said I'm white. I'm white. What you gonna say?
Right. Right. They're over there identifying as all types of things over there, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And this is the whole thing, right? Is that oppression is like a boundary, you know what I'm saying? Just because of your race, like blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Like I'm gonna talk from my perspective, right? So me living amongst, what I'm saying, Hispanics or Mexicans, right? Us being targeted as just because we're illegal, right? Um, we get targeted because of the color of our skin, because of the way we dress, and because our accent, the way we talk. So you must be illegal. So you don't belong here. But really, this was really the land of the so-called Mexicans, the Native Americans, you know what I'm saying, the Apaches and so on and so forth, right? And our oppressor, right, so-called white man, right, who is the devil that the Bible speaks of, he put us in a condition. You know what condition is, right?
Yeah.
So that oppression is that condition. So he put us in a condition where we can't help ourselves, right? We have to rely on them to help us, whether in want of all things, like the Bible says, right? And whether it be with food, clothes, whatever it may be, rent, living, anything, right? We have to rely on him to help us. And now he has the power to deny help. He has the power to give or to deny. He has the power to refuse or to have mercy. You know what I'm saying? But nah, damn that. You get the mercy from the Most High, right? You get power from the Most High. He can only do so much, and that's why he is going into captivity when Christ returns. You know what I'm saying? Like he's that, and this is that building. That's the whole building. You want to make sure you make it to that building. Don't you want to do better than your enemies? Mm-hmm. Exactly. Don't you want to be on top of your enemies? You want to be greater than your enemies, right? We fallen so far behind, we don't even know what to do no more. We just, you know what I'm saying, we're out here partying. Like we acting like a COVID didn't just come and you know what I'm saying, cripple like hurt the whole entire earth at one point. The whole earth was shut down. You know what I'm saying? Like we act like there's not a war going on in the Middle East. We act like these things aren't happening. We're still focused on other things rather than getting ourselves right. We should work on ourselves, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing, right? That's the first step to becoming a better person, is working on yourself, right? Give me Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 1. Let me see where it's at.
Should be around 367. If we got the
and look, this is where I would say, like, I remember the brother told me, you know what I'm saying, Apaya was the one who actually told me, it's like, look, if you want to start somewhere, because I remember me, I was just like you. I didn't know nothing about the Bible. I didn't know where was what's Matthews, what's Hebrews, what's Romans, what is all this, what's all these books, like, you know what I'm saying, these chapters and all these. I didn't know nothing. I was like, look, it's like, just start at Proverbs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody starts somewhere, you know what I'm saying, different. I know brothers start Ecclesiastes, you know what I'm saying, some brothers want to start in Genesis, right? And then you can start wherever. I started at Proverbs. Proverbs always brings me down to what life, you know what I'm saying, is founded on. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Proverbs chapter 1.
You see?
And verse 7.
Yeah, that's Jeremiah. Look, so the books is right here. Mm-hmm. So that's Jeremiah. So you say you have 367. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, it's a little different because Bibles, but it's the same one. But just go ahead and look up Proverbs.
I'll read that to you.
Yeah. Yeah,
there you
go. Proverbs what?
1 and 7.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Right, but fools despise wisdom and instruction, right? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of all knowledge, right? Now, in our life, right, like I said, I started talking about immigration, right? In our lives, as a so-called Mexican, we fear the deportation, right? Really, all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans fear the police, right? Yeah. We all fear the police. Like, that's one of the biggest things. You see, like, we drive. What's the first thing? You don't worry about your seatbelt, but once you see a cop pass by, look, yeah, your heart starts beating faster. You start feeling your pulse on your, you know what I'm saying, on the steering wheel. I was like, man, what's going on? I was like, your hands you get all types of nervous anxiety, right? You get quiet. Everybody better be quiet. Turn the music down at you know what I'm saying? Like you get so nervous, you don't want to interrupt. Yeah, you don't want to interrupt the peace. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to attract yourself from that police coming towards you, right? So you look, you even hear a siren and it's just the fire department and you get all panics. You know what I'm saying? You start panicking. It's like, oh damn. It's like, so you pull over and then okay, it's just a fire department. But no, man, like we all have that fear, like you know what I'm saying. And if you want to get rid of that fear, start here. Read that again.
And what's so heavy? Why you say start here? Because I used to have that fear until I got. I'm gonna keep it real. I was a young man too, a young man like him, but
Right.
went to class, and I still feared a little bit, but I just didn't have that spirit of UPK.
Right.
So I still feared a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Driving and getting pulled over. I'm like, oh man, you know what I mean?
Right.
But now, like, and when I got into the truth, you know what I'm saying? I was like, first of all, the Lord with me.
Right.
And I know my license good. My you know, my license good, my insurance good. It's my car or my brother's car, or you know what I mean?
Right.
I just know everything is right and in order.
Right.
But if you ain't got it in order, you should worry a little bit. Because you might get your car taken to get a ticket, but still, even if you is doing something, you know what I'm saying, like say if you don't have insurance, you still ain't gonna be scared like how you used to be. You know what I'm saying? Because the only person you fear is the Lord. Like the Lord ain't gonna let these crackers kill you because of you don't have car insurance. But have everything. Have car insurance, have your license, put your seatbelt on, everything will be all right, man. You should want to do that to, you know what I'm saying, be professional anyway.
Right.
That takes your life. You still can get hurt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
And that's the thing. And that's the thing too. Like let's go back to verse 7 again.
Verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
Right. The fear of the Lord. That's what you gotta fear. You know what I'm saying? Don't fear no police. Don't fear your mama. Don't fear, you know what I'm saying? Don't fear if you like when we heard COVID was coming, you know who we fear? We didn't fear the COVID. We feared the Most High. We knew what we had to do, right? We had to just readjust. We started getting more what the we had to make sure every school had to get the thermometer, right? Everybody had to have hand sanitizer. Everybody had to get checked. You know what I'm saying? You had to make sure everybody was, you know what I'm saying, good, right? The testers, everything, right? If you were around COVID, you had to stay away, right? You want to make sure you fear the Lord. You don't gotta fear no police officer. Like you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta fear your woman. what, you know what I'm saying? What kind of man, you know what I'm saying, fears their woman, fears another person, you know what I'm saying? You gotta fear the Most High, man. Don't fear anybody but the Most High, right? Like we there's nothing to fear if you have the Most High with you. Didn't we just read this in Deuteronomy? What nation is so great that has the Most High so close to you, so nigh unto thee? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because we have laws that we keep, right? And keeping these laws keeps you close to the Most High, right? Drop that. Give me Deuteronomy 16:7. Yeah, I'm sorry. So like Proverbs, same book where we were at. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7.
Proverbs. Oh, you want to read it? Go ahead.
When a man's ways please the Lord, he make even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Right. Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay, so when a man's ways please the Lord, meaning what you do, right? Your ways is everything that you do, right? What you do pleases the Lord, meaning you do what the Most High wants you to do, right? He maketh, right? He makes even his enemies to be at peace with him, right? So let's say the police, right? We all know the police don't like blacks or Hispanics, right?
Right.
We know, you know what I'm saying, all these other nations don't like us, right? So what can we say? If we serve the Lord, what you got to fear? You don't got to fear them. You know what I'm saying? They got to fear the Lord, right? Why? Because you're with the Lord. So if you right with the Lord, they're gonna be right with you. Meaning these other nations, your enemies, they don't get close to you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be at peace. They're gonna keep you safe. They're not gonna do nothing to you. Why? Because if they do something to you, then they got to deal with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? They got to.
I experienced that on so many levels, like even like being a young man and coming into the truth. You know what I'm saying? Ran into some people that didn't
right.
like me. I ran into some other niggas or some other black men, right? And they didn't, you know, he was like, "Oh, you believe in God? Oh, I ain't even gonna touch you, man. I ain't even gonna." He said that to my face. I'm like, "Yo, okay, all right." But I didn't want to hurt you either.
Right.
I was gonna hurt you.
Right.
Like don't get it twisted. We hurt people too. Don't get it twisted now. We, you know what I'm saying? We're not Christians. We believe in fighting back and you know, doing what we gotta do. But yeah, we believe in fight. You don't have to, you don't turn the other cheek. That's Christianity. That's what they told you, so you won't fight them back, so they can just have an easy win over you. So you know you don't.
But here at home we fight back.
Anywhere you fight back, God wants you to fight back. God is a man of war. You know what I'm saying? That's in Exodus 15 and 3.
Right.
God is a man of war. You know what I'm saying? So you know you fight. You're supposed to fight back. If I hit you right now for nothing, you supposed to fight back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you ain't no, you know, turn the other cheek off. Well, maybe he's just tripping. Maybe he'll stop. No, you fight back and then see what the hell that's about.
Right. What you want to
give you after I beat your ass.
Right. What you want to do is protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. We don't. You should always protect yourself, right? Even like what did it say? Well, I think Jeremiah says, he says, even roses have thorns, right? Like for women, right? Women, you are about to get hurt by another man or whatever it may be, right? Take advantage. You better protect yourself. Scratch, yell, scream, do whatever it takes for you to, you know what I'm saying, to protect yourself, right? Like scratch his face, you know, so blood is in his hand. So you know what I'm saying? You have a chance of getting away. Do everything, right? Doesn't matter what it is. Do whatever you have to do to protect yourself. We don't no, man. Don't turn the other cheek to someone who's trying to do harm to you and your brother. For what? Yeah, don't look, don't be weak. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? Don't, you know what I'm saying, subject yourself to losing, right? You don't want to, that's not UPK. We don't lose in here. You know what I'm saying? You better win. And you better, you know what I'm saying, have your chin up high. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever make yourself feel like, oh, it's because it's my fault. Nah, man. Nah, it's never your fault. You got to fight. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight. Don't give yourself an excuse for anything for why you lost or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Train yourself. You know what I'm saying? What does it say? Confirm the feeble knees and strengthen your hands. Make sure you work, you know what I'm saying? Work on being strong. Right? The Lord doesn't allow any of us to be weak. He doesn't want you to be weak. He doesn't want you to be a sort. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want you to be a loser. Be strong, man. Stay diligent. Meaning stay strong. It's to be focused. You know what I'm saying? Always be watching. That's what shamar. You know what shamar is? In Hebrew, it means watch. You know what I'm saying? You're protecting. You're always looking out for danger. Always, as a man, that's what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Any day, especially with like any day, whether you be by yourself or you be by, you know what I'm saying, family members. Because when you're by yourself, you're more vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? When you're by yourself at home, you're more vulnerable. Why? Because nobody's watching what you do. Nobody watches what any of us do. You can do whatever you want to do. You can get high, do all types of things. But once you're around people, you start, you know what I'm saying, you start acting according. No, do that in with people or without, you know what I'm saying? Because when you do this, when you're doing this, when you're by yourself, you want to get what's that one scripture where the most where Christ said, "Don't be like the hypocrites." I think it's in Matthew's 10. I'll paraphrase it. I'll just paraphrase it for time's sake. But anyways, he says, you know what I'm saying, don't be like the hypocrites that be praying in the streets, saying, oh, you know what I'm saying, you see them with the red crosses or walking all over saying Jesus, yelling Jesus Christ and whatever. Don't be like them and praying out in the street and openly so people can look at them and say, oh, he's a man of God. Look at him. He look at how he dressed. He's praying, you know what I'm saying, doing all types of things and worshiping God in the open. No, man. Don't be like them. They're hypocrites. They got their reward, right? They got what they wanted. They want people to look at them and say, look at who I am, and I'm better. I'm good. I'm a good person, right? Nah, you're a good person with or without cameras, with or without people around you. You know what I'm saying? So then the Most High will reward you when you're doing this behind closed doors. The Lord will reward you openly. You know what I'm saying? And that's in the book of Matthews, right? Let's drop that. It's like you had something.
No.
Let's get Matthews 10 and 34. Right. Let's get you the spirit of Christ, man, because ain't no cowards up in here. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you stay strong, man. You look at these generals, you look at these captains, officers, right? You want to look at them and want to resemble yourself and as how they are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see generals. Man. I remember when I first seen Captain Akkad, I was like, man, that's who I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I would look at like artists and all that, and I was like, man, like this is all like it's different. It's like it's not even authentic. You know what I'm saying? You can't say it's real. You know what I'm saying? They all just faking it, right? But not these men. These men are men of the Lord who have devoted their lives to serve the Most High and to help brothers like you and me. You know what I'm saying? So let's get Deuteronomy. It's like in Matthew's chapter. I'm still in Deuteronomy, man. That's how much I love Deuteronomy, man. Matthew's 10 and 34, right? Go ahead. Right, 10 and 34. Chapter 10, verse 34. Go ahead.
Or generation, or generation.
It's like it. 10 and 34.
Yep, 10:34.
Is it on Matthew's?
Wait.
On top. It should tell you the book.
Yep, it said Matthew 10:20, but I was at the wrong one.
Oh, okay, no sweat. No sweat, you got it.
So you said 10:34, right?
Right.
Okay, here we go. Think not that I am come. No, let me. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Right. What is a sword used for?
To kill.
To kill, right? It's like it to unalive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think not that I am come to send peace. This is written in red, which means this is Christ speaking, right? So think not, whenever you see red letters, that means Christ is speaking, right? Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword, right? So you'll hear Christians talk about Christ is all about love, you know what I'm saying? Or God is all about love. But throughout this whole Bible, you'll see a lot of bloodshed, right? And Christ right here is saying, think not that I am come to send peace. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Read verse 35.
For I am come to set a man at
variance
against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Right. So the whole house is gonna go against each other, right? Keep going, verse 36.
And the man's foes should be they of his own household.
Right. And your enemies are gonna be those who you live with, right? Those who you live with, your mother, your father, your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your wife, everybody's gonna be against you, right? Because why? Because you serve Christ, you follow Christ, right? They don't. Who do they serve?
Christ.
They serve themselves.
Yeah.
That's who they serve. At one time, we all served ourselves, right? We didn't serve nobody. We only. I would. You would be hungry, you would eat whatever. You would be thirsty, you would drink whatever, right? You were sad, you would consume whatever, right? And you were horny, you would sleep with whatever, right? So at one time, who did you serve? You didn't serve the Lord, because the Lord has boundaries, right? The Lord has laws of what to do, what not to do, right? Now you come into class, you're learning about these things, right? You're learning about the fear of the Lord, right? You're learning about how he would rather you do better than these other nations, how he has put you above these other nations, how you are to be better, how you have a law. You have laws and statutes which makes you better than these other nations, makes you wiser than these other nations. Why? Because these laws puts us close to the Most High. Breaking these laws puts us away from the law, away from the Lord, turns our back towards the Lord. Why? Because these laws are given for us, by the Lord for us. You know. So keep going.
What was that, 37?
35.
35?
Oh, so like 36. 36. Read verse 37.
He that loved father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
Right. He that loveth the father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Meaning what? You love your mom, you love your dad, you love them, you listen to them and what they have to say more than what the Lord has to say, then you're not worthy of the Lord, right? Keep going. And
And he that loved son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
right. Keep going.
And he that take not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me.
Right. So you have kids, right?
Yes.
And the love, it's like, and he that loveth his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Meaning there's gonna be everything. You gonna feel like the air is trying to make you leave, right? Your mother is trying to make you leave. Your father is trying to make you leave. Your sons, your wife, everybody is telling you, why are you going into that? Why are you listening to that? Ever since you've listened to them, oh, you've been acting different. Different is good. You know what I'm saying? Different is good. You want to be different. You don't want to be like your father, like you know what I'm saying, like your life before. You want to be better. And that's the problem. Nobody wants to see you gain. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to see you be better, improve, grow. That's the problem. That oppression keeps us in a lower state. Our condition keeps us as slaves, of as good servants to our oppressor and to this world. We are slaves to this world. We serve this world and live only to serve this world, but not no more. You're learning the truth. You're learning what good, you know what I'm saying, what how to free yourself from this world. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
We at 38, right? 38?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And he that takes not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me.
Right. Take his cross. You know what take his cross mean?
Mhm.
So take his cross, right, does not mean literally a cross, right? The cross means burden, right? Take his burden, meaning, do you know what burden is? So burden is like your trouble, right? All your worries, all your problems, right? If you don't take these problems, this heavy weight, right? The same weight that Christ, right, carried, then you don't want to take the same weight that he carried. He had to go through, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people stopped following him after he said, "This is my blood and this is my body." You know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought Christ was crazy. People are gonna think you're crazy for saying that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? People are gonna look at you crazy. What? You know what I'm saying? People are gonna look at you crazy for saying Christ is black to black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna tell them Christ is black, not my Jesus.
They expect him to be white.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? We like that's the whole everything I'm telling you, it's all lining up. Like, we are slaves. Like book of Jeremiah, I think 1 and 3, it says, the ox knows his master and the ass his master's crib. But my people do not consider. We don't look for our God. We let other nations tell us what to serve. You know what I'm saying? We let white people tell us who to serve. And it all started back in slavery. You know, that white Jesus. That you know who that white Jesus is? Caesar Borgia. Right? That's for another class. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are so, I'm telling you, you keep coming to class, you're gonna learn about everything. You know what I'm saying? Who the fake Christ is and who the real Christ is. What the color of all the prophets. You're gonna learn the high holy days. You're gonna learn the salute. You're gonna learn everything, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to you. Let's get 2 Peter's chapter 20. I'm gonna close it with that. 2 Peter's 20, verse 19, I think it is. The last chapter of Peter's.
Okay, so I got Peter 1 and Peter 2.
2 Peter's.
Peter,
Yeah.
So it would be
2 Peter's. Where's it first?
Okay.
Give me a second. Okay, 2 Peter's chapter 2, verse 20.
Okay. For what glory is it if when ye be doth
Hold up. Is that chapter 2, verse 20?
Yeah, Peter?
Yeah, 2 Peter.
Yeah, let me see. It could be the first one. That's it, okay. The second one. Okay, yeah. Because I'm on the second. You said 20?
Yeah, verse 20.
Let's see.
Okay. And then you said 20.
Yeah, 2 and 20.
Oh, for it after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, they are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning.
Right. So, for if they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahushua Mashiach, right, which is Jesus Christ, right? So you escape the pollution, right? The pollution, you know what pollution is, right? So pollution is anything filthy, right? Of the world, the filth of the world, right? You escape the filth of the world through the knowledge of Christ, right? Through of what you're learning here today. They are again entangled therein. And right, so now you're entangled. What does that mean? Meaning you go back, right? So you go back to the world, you go back to that filth, right? And then it says, and overcome the the later end is worse than the beginning. Meaning now you're trying to escape that world again a second time. You're trying to escape a second time, right? So right now you escape once and you went back to the filth. You went back to the world. The second time is going to be worse to escape. So it's better to get it right the first time than the second time. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. Has your mother ever ironed your father's clothes, or has anybody ever told you, hey, don't touch that, that's hot? Yeah. Have you ever touched it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did that teach you? It hurt, it burned, right? So that's the thing, right? You want to learn the first way, which is listening and really taking, you know what I'm saying, that into consideration, right? That it's hot, don't touch it. How did you find out that was hot? Because you touched it. You don't want to learn that way, right? You don't want to learn by doing, by trying to figure out. That's what Adam and Eve had to learn. You know what I'm saying? That's how Adam and Eve had to learn. Adam learned by how? By eating of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. What was evil?
Would have been bad.
Yes, evil would have been bad, right? But the good part would have been just listening. But the evil was having to find out the experience, the judgment. That's what it is. The judgment of, okay, is it really hot? Let me find out. It's hot. So that was evil. You know what's evil? Death is evil. Death is, yeah, death is evil, right? So you don't want to learn that way. You don't want to learn by diseases. You don't want to learn by struggling, by hurting yourself. You don't want to learn that way. Just learn the first way, by just listening and taking heed, making sure you pay attention. It's the same thing as that narrow, you know what I'm saying? That good, yeah, the narrow path. You don't want to drown and you don't want to burn. You just want to listen and keep going forward, right? So, right, so let's keep going, right? Let's just finish this real quick. Verse 21.
For it had been better for them not to have known the way of
Righteousness.
yeah, righteousness. Then after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Right. For if it had been better for them to not have known the way of righteousness, then they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. Meaning this, right? Like, you learn all this and now you just throw it away. You learn that you're better. You learn that you're getting the kingdom of heaven, that the kingdom of heaven is for you. You learn that you are a great people, a wise and understanding people. You learn that the Most High is with you, and you throw all that away. Man, it's better that you never even came in. It's better that you never even learned this. Why? Because all these glorious things is just thrown into the trash. The you know what I'm saying? The knowledge of Christ is just, it didn't even matter. I'm not talking about you specifically, right? But it, like, you know what I'm saying, to any of you, right? It didn't matter to you. Why? Because you were so focused in being the next rapper, the next whatever, you know what I'm saying? The next big drug dealer, whatever it may be, right? The next biggest dancer, whatever it may be, right? The next slave is really what you were worried about. But you weren't worried about being the next ruler of these society, right? And that's what you gonna get. If you serve Christ, you gonna get rulership, right? That's in the book of Deuteronomy 2 and 26. If you're patient, if you keep these work, if you keep working at it, then Christ is gonna give you rulership over the nations. He's gonna give you rulership. And best believe we're working on that position. That's what you want to do. You want to make sure you stay working, you stay diligent, you stay focused in that building of good things, of full of good things, because it's waiting for you. You just gotta ask yourself, how bad do you want it? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna give it away for what? For prostitution? For what? For drugs? For what? For pork? For bacon? For a slice of pepperoni pizza? Like things like that. People will lose just their inheritance for that. Imagine that. It's sad, but that's the problem. That's the cost that you're willing to take. And that's up to you. Look, more power for me. You know what I'm saying? More rulership for me. You know what I'm saying? More wives for me. That's up to you. But what do you want? Right? With that, we're going to end the class. Once again, this is the ISUPK Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Right? If you want, Salakia, when make sure you pay your tithes, and also make sure that you pay your $200 fee for the Passover, right? Let me see if I got it. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Once again, this is ISUPK Arizona. And with that, shalom.